Um, Pretty good morning, everybody. Hello, I'm Janpha Thadphoothon. I'm in my garden, and this very glorious morning, um, I would like to talk about a particular serious topic. I mean, it's not serious, but it's an essential issue that is education reform. Uh, in Thailand, at least, I mean, reforms is a it has become a like a cliche. It has somehow lost its meaning because when we talk about reform, we often associate that with the bureaucratic system, limited to academia, of academics, or research scholars. But actually, education reform is for everybody, and because it's gonna affect all of us. So this morning, I would like to introduce one of the reform models that originated in Thailand by Professor Paitoon Sinlarat from Thailand. Professor Sinlarat actually talk about the CCPR model in education. CCPR stands for criticality, the four components in education reform. The first one is C, as I just mentioned, critical thinking skills like criticality. Another C is creativity. So we need to produce or to develop students who is going to become our citizen with the first two characteristics: creative, creative mind, a person with creative mind, and a citizen with uh, critical thinking skills, who can think critically about things. So you need to have these two, what we call qualities of minds. That's what Professor Silalat has said. Now CCPR, the word P actually is mean productivity. You need to be able to produce things, to come up with maybe a concrete idea, a product, or anything tangible. You need to be able to turn ideas into objects. You, you have to kind of turns idea into the thing that are useful, the things that are creative. Maybe for yourself, for humanity, for the economy, for whatever. What Professor Paitoon Sinlarat has said is that we should not stop short of, you know, coming up with ideas, consuming. This is what he called consumerist perspective or consumerist approach to education. It is This is when you study something, you know about it, you develop idea, and then you do nothing about it. So we don't want you to, our students or our learners, to stop short of producing something significant and meaningful. And the last one, the R one, this is very important. In order to be sustainable, good for the economy, good for the world, any educational approach must produce learners or citizens with responsible mind. Responsible. Responsible for the environment. You are responsible for yourself, for your family, for your country, for your community, for the environment. For example, use less plastic. So these are the four domains in our education reform as far as Thailand. Because remind you that this is one of the education reform models circulating or uh, being discussed in the Thai academia. So I just want to leave you with the idea that education reform is needed, especially in this time of what we call transformation. We are being transformed, whether we like it or not, from a what we call a peaceful or a what we call a consumerist perspective to a more productive one, a more creative one. So it's important to recognize that we need to actually transform ourselves from the uh, philosophy of education focusing on the consumerist ideology. You know, education is a creative process. It's not a you know process whereby you have to consume resources, consuming data, consuming application, consuming the contents. You need to be able to produce those contents, produce the products, produce the things that matter. Producing means producing things that matter. Okay, and then moving from the consumerist ideology to the maybe you can see it very well creative and productive uh, one with responsibility of course and with the uh, critical mind. And this is what uh, our professor has proposed. uh, I think this is the model for global education, not just for education in Thailand or in the ASEAN region. It's the educational model for the world. So I will leave you with this flavor. CP is not just 7-Eleven because the CP model stands for creative and productive model in education. And I'm Janpha Thadphoothon. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.